Doesn't get much better than this morning. Hi, I'm Dr. Fastng. I do these nifty little beach walks, talk about dry fasting. And today I'm going to talk about the thing that I like the most about dry fasting. And it's not what you probably think, because it's, sure, it fixes things, gets rid of illness, all that sort of stuff. But on day 3, when your pKa goes down, your stem cells turn on. I mean, seriously, that's like a $25,000 gift just by not eating for a couple of days. So here's the thing. The idea here with the Phoenix protocol is to last a lot longer. And to do that, you got to do a bunch of stuff. Hold on a minute. I see a little wave coming out there. There it is. Oh, God, I love surfing. Yes, I will answer the call, and I will eventually go out there and paddle out there, catch some waves for you guys when there's some surf. Okay, there's no surf right now. So we're going to talk about stem cells today. What happens on day 3, actually 48 into 36 hours, you're no longer digesting any sugars, you're not digesting any food, you're not putting anything in the system, so these digestive enzymes and kinases start dropping down to levels where all of a sudden your stem cells turn on. Why? Well, one of the reasons is at specific levels, there are these proteins called Wnt proteins. Wnt proteins determine whether your somatic cells need to be replicated, and so they signal the replication of your somatic cells and so forth and so on during the day. And but when you go without food and water for 48 hours, a different set of Wnt signaling proteins turn on, and here's the cool thing. They're like a switch. One way, while you're awake, you're just doing regular somatic cell replication, just your normal tissue. When you're asleep, kind of turns off, but in a dry fast, it turns all the way off. And you're just replicating your stem cells, because you don't want to replicate your somatic cells while you replicate your stem cells at the same time. You don't. And it's one of the safeguards in the body, the genetic safeguards in our body. So that's probably the biggest thing, is that when these stem cells happen, then all sorts of interesting things occur, because these stem cells have telomerase. The reason we have the loss of our somatic cells, the attrition of the somatic cells while people just sort of waste away, is because there's no cells coming in and replacing it. Because people never stop eating for a couple of days to turn on the system to replace a lot of those cells. So if you don't, you're just going to waste away. So that kind of prevents tissue wasting. The most amazing thing happens, though, is because when these things start propagating, it's not just one type. It's 220 different niches, all regenerating system-wide at the same time, fixing everything it possibly can at the same time. It's not like these crazy ideas of, fetal, placenta, cord, propagation of stem cells from somebody else, from some other culture, from some other race, from some other gender. Who knows, I mean, I just don't even think it's safe, but that's me. And it's only for specific things. Not the dry fasting group. Because what dry fasting does is it starts releasing adipose tissue stem cells, in particular Mu stem cells, which are pluripotent. They go into the vascular system. Wherever they go, if there's a cell that needs to be replaced, it'll turn into that cell. It's not a bone cell that goes through all of its progenitor phases to get to a new bone cell. No, it just turns into that cell. That's the Mu cells. That's like at 48 to 36 hours. Now, in the niches, the stem cells are going into their regular daughter cell and replacement and transit amplifying and progenitor and differentiation, all that kind of stuff. It takes about 5 days. Of course, once you start it, it takes about 5 days. And that's the other thing about dry fasting. Because you've started this, more and more stem cells daily are regenerating and going to 5 days in your niches to replace tissue that's damaged there or lost there. So you got on a 5-day dry fast, you got 3 crops of stem cells. On a 7-day dry fast, you got 5 crops. But the point is, that's why the Russians say, if you don't do 5 days, you're really not going to get the benefits of a dry fast. So yeah, now bear in mind, this also brings up another interesting topic, the idea of short dry fasts. You know, if you try to do 2, 3, 4 days in a row, then off 2 or days in a row, yeah, you're stimulating your stem cells, but you know what? You don't want to do that all the time. You know, I tend to err on the side of caution. And so I say, you know, once, twice a year. I mean, you can go without food for a day. That's no problem. And you'll end up losing some weight if you haven't adjusted your diet to stop gaining weight because you don't know why. These are the food. But yeah, the thing today is that stem cells are released and regenerated during a dry fast that can't be done in any other way. And it's all done inside of you, and it's all for free, and it's all your genetic codes. There's going to be no tissue rejection. So that's what I want you to think about today. Try dry fast, because a dry fast is a way to stimulate the cells to replace the attrition rate in your somatic cells and keep you here longer physically. That's kind of the deal. Anyway, I love you guys. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Look below at some of the videos because a lot of people have used this and some great results. You can too. Anyway, I'm just gonna look out here on Lake Atlantic. I mean, seriously, there's nothing going on out there. Anyway, love you guys. See you later.
Yes?
We have a message. Can you remind people to subscribe, please, sir?
What now?
Please.
Oh, very well.